Grief counselors will be on hand at Benjamin Cardozo High School in Queens after a deadly shooting over the weekend. That shooting claimed the life of a promising young student athlete.
Joining us this morning is Cardozo's longtime basketball coach and the legendary Ron Niclario, who not only knew the victim, but also has ties to his family. Thank you for being with us today. I know this is a tough morning for you.
You know, dreams die hard. You coach, you want to win, but you want to see the kids become winners in the game of life. And unfortunately, Aamir is never going to have that chance to be a winner.
He was on the way, though. This was a good kid. Tell us about Aamir.
Aamir, I've never seen Magic Johnson as a 14, 15-year-old smile. I've seen Magic as an NBA player smile. Aamir had that same smile. He lit up the room. You know, it's just so sad because I met him in June of this past year, not knowing that he was the son of Wardell Wells, a young man that I coached against in late 90s, early 2000. And what a cute kid. He was only 13 years old, just turned 14. His dream was to come to Cardozo and play for Cardozo basketball, the legacy we've created. And coming over here this morning, you realize that playing high school basketball is not the ultimate dream, but it is the ultimate dream when you're at that stage of your life. And not only will he not have a chance to live that dream, he will not have a life.
And he was supposed to begin his first day of JV practice today, which is the first day of practice for a lot of basketball teams in New York City. Tell us about his skills on the court. I mean, he was shot doing what he loved, which was practicing on a court.
We had workouts all last week, tryouts. Saturday came, we had another workout, a conditioning workout. He actually was playing a couple hours earlier in a tournament in Brentwood, and people actually filmed that game. Right after the tournament, he went home, and what did he do? He went to the basketball courts right below his apartment.
He was dedicated.
I mean, he wanted to play. You know, he didn't deserve this. He knew nothing about the streets, the ugliness and the gloom.
And what do you know about the streets? Because you were talking about this area where he was practicing in, this specific court. It had one of the NYPD Eye in the Skies there, and it's a known place of rival gangs.
You know, back in the 80s and the 90s, I was a CIT, crisis intervention teacher at Richard Grossley Junior High School 8. Famous basketball tournament, but very tough junior high, which is right in that neighborhood. And I became a part of that neighborhood, teaching the kids, getting to know parents. They knew me about basketball. I would work with so many kids. So I spent 20, 30 years in that neighborhood, and I saw a lot of greatness, but I also saw a lot of despair and a lot of tragedy.
And I learned from you this morning, it's just so shocking too, is that this isn't the first student that you've lost.
No, I've lost 7 or 8 over the years that played for me at Cardozo. There were kids that played for other high schools that I was a distant mentor to that lost. But, you know, the streets are ugly. The streets are ugly. I mean, you don't want to have a kid try to get a degree in streetology because there's nothing but death or jail with streetology. You want them to, you know, use basketball to make their life better by going to class, by going to college, and becoming a productive member of society. But unfortunately, the streets prevent you from doing that.
And that's what's hurt so much today for Aamir's family and classmates, because that's what he was doing. He was trying to avoid that, practicing to become a NBA basketball player, shot from such a distance. A football field length away is where that shooting took place. You know, it's going to be a tough day at the school, so what are you going to tell the team, really?
You know, I always try to be prepared for the moment as a coach. And I've had a couple of moments like this. I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm going to have to try to quickly read and react. Like a basketball player reads and reacts, well, a coach is going to have to read and react, because what I might want to say might not be appropriate at the time where I'm going to say it. And, you know, and really, what am I going to say? I mean, there's nothing I'm going to say that's going to make him feel better. There's nothing I'm going to say that make Aamir come back. So, you know, unfortunately for his parents, you know, when they do catch these people, they're going to have a jail sentence for life. But unfortunately, the parents, they're going to have a jail sentence for life because they're never going to have Aamir come back.
Yeah, and the hardest part too, and I think you're going to have an answer, and I don't think many people do, is how do you stop this from happening, right? How do we make sure this never happens to another kid on a basketball court?
Well, a lot of people know me in New York City, mayor's office, the chancellor's office. One of my former players his assistant coach of the New York Knicks, Royal Ivy. He just texted me. He knew the young man. He knew the kid's father. We're going to try to put our heads together and try.
Yeah.
You know, where it leads, who knows?
You got to try it. Coach, thank you so much for
very much for
joining us
coming.
Thank
today.
you.
We
Appreciate
really,
it.
really
Thank
do
you.
appreciate it.